I think that a story that I go back to, or a conversation I go back to over and over again when it comes to this question, is one I had years ago with a founder of a company called Qualtrics. And Qualtrics probably most people weren't paying attention or didn't hear about it until they raised a big round of funding from Sequoia and Excel. And then they ultimately ended up selling to SAP for $8 billion. And so people want to focus on the outcome, but I think the conversation that really informed a lot of my thinking around not only fit and profile for NDVC, but also fit and profile around venture is, Ryan and I were talking one morning. I live in Utah. He lives in Utah. We've known each other for a while. And, he said something to me that seemed so counterintuitive, but yet makes so much sense. And that was, he said something along the lines of like, raising a seed round would have been the worst possible thing for our company. And I sat with that for a minute. And like I said, it's such a goal for so many people to raise that seed round. Like, why would that have been a bad thing? And he said, look, the worst thing that could have happened to us was to raise the seed round, because what would have happened is we would have shifted our focus from this small niche where we could be really profitable and own a massive seat at the table. We would have had to give that up for the kind of venture scale enterprise opportunity. And in doing that, what we would have missed out on was all the learnings from that, all the cultural strength that they built up around revenue and profits and needing to be profitable early on. They would have skipped over the SMB market, that by the time they actually raised that round and switched to enterprise, or kind of grew into enterprise, they were throwing off 40 million in cash just on the kind of small survey niche they were in, and then moving into SMBs. And so, I think we get hung up on this idea that a seed round is going to solve all our problems, when in reality, for most people, it actually creates more problems than it solves. It moves you out of a focus on building something and scaling something real. And it gets you caught in this land of telling the $1 billion story and chasing that $1 billion story at the expense of still a very real, very venture scale kind of business that just needs a different path to be able to do it.